All right. Next up, like moving right along here. Let's see. I thought I had somebody hop on. Maybe they had to back off. Okay. Oh, there she is right here. I've got Ann Jordan, and she is with Nurses for Sustainable Care. Their group is going to come on and talk about the work that they do for nurses and for healthcare. Hello, welcome. Sorry. Oh, we can't hear you. No.
We can see your lips move.
I'll put you backstage for just a moment that way. And then I'm going to go ahead and try to figure out our wheel of spin the wheel. So I'm going to let Emily take over for just a moment.
That sounds
Got
good.
it.
Oh, and there she is.
Okay, good.
And I'll do this too. I'll do that.
Perfect. Yay, thank you.
We got that stuff out of the way. Okay.
Oh, and Darlene is back on with us too.
Oh, great.
Let's see. I'm going to go ahead.
Can get her in here for us.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. And then I think you have a few others from your team hopping on today. Is that correct?
Well, we can hope so. Our Chief Innovation Officer and the other nurse part of the leadership team, Miles Berry. But technically speaking, they all heard about this last night. And my LinkedIn newsfeed blew up with all of this. And I thought, how can we not be involved, mainly to watch? But Darlene, we were to follow Darlene as Darlene Schindel and her own stuff. This is the Nurses for Sustainable Care space, but I'd really like to honor Darlene's amazing. She's been my coach for years. Yay, Steve's here. There's our Chief Innovation Officer.
Wonderful.
Let's just get started then.
Yeah, just dive right in and tell us all about the work that you guys do for Nurses for Sustainable Care. And before we get started, let me put up how do people get in touch with Nurses for Sustainable Care? What's the best way?
The best way would be LinkedIn. We are on X. We have a website is the best way.
Okay.
So we have social, but nursesforsustainablecare.com.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much.
And it would list email, contact, and phone number, etc.
All right. Go ahead and get started and let us know about all the things that wonderful work you guys do.
Steve, I'm going to lean on you because nurses like to explain a lot. We have 15 minutes, and I am going to let you lay it down, and Darlene and I will add the color to that.
Okay. Well, my name is Steve Young, and I'm not a nurse, and but what I bring to the table is this sort of lens of business acumen and innovation. And so Nurses for Sustainable Care is really, the mandate is about bringing nurses together and giving them a voice and a platform. And as the Chief Innovation Officer, it's about trying to find ways for the system to improve beyond just simply labor and those kind of things. But let's look at patient care, patient outcomes. And as the sustainability part is really about how does it continue on and be sustainable, both financially and also in terms of healthcare outcomes. So we need to innovate, and we need to leverage the nurses who work throughout the system and provide insights and ways to do things better. Okay, ways to do things more efficiently. Simply doing the same thing and just adding more and more nurses is not effective, or just spending more and more money is not effective. We know that it doesn't work. We in Alberta spend some of the highest in the country on healthcare, and we don't have the highest level of outcomes. So it's not about the money; it's about innovation and efficiency. And there's some low-hanging fruit. There's lots of different pockets of excellence across the country and the world, and ours is to sort of let's consider those and see where they can fit into the system. Some of the challenges that we've faced so far is, let's say we got a great idea. Let's say, oh, wow, it checks off all the boxes. Well, the system seems very bureaucratic and managing for the status quo. Where do we take that to be considered? So we're advocating, to sort of find a place where great ideas, wherever they come from, whether it's us or an individual nurse or different organizations or innovators, where can they take that? So those are one of the early things that we've seen as a bit of a barrier, but our focus is really trying to create a platform for nurses to leverage their expertise and insights and sort of innovate for change.
And I'll just add to that one of the things we found as we came together was that nurses don't know where to go with their ideas. They don't know. And so there's a lot of things, like if you think about it, how much do we learn in nursing school? I mean, people always say, oh, here's what I wish I would have learned in nursing school. But there's only so much you can learn in nursing school. And then you get out into the real world. And that's when we need to continue to have that support and listening to nurses, because they come up with ideas, but they don't know about policies and how does policy get made in our countries, in our political systems, and all of those things. So it's you start with what you learn in nursing school, but then it's like taking your passion and your purpose and how is this the best thing for our patients? How is this the best thing for nurses? And so that's the part that we saw was really, really kind of deficient in the nursing profession.
Yeah, just to kind of break in here, just from my experience working inside a hospital setting, any type of innovative thing, anything that you say that as a nurse, like, hey, we could be doing this way, or we would like these, even just like these resources, it's like moving a mountain to try to get your voice heard. So I think the work you guys are doing is really, really important because nurses, like, we're the ultimate like creators and crafters of so many different things. So we're like natural entrepreneurs, jack of all trades. We can do anything. We can MacGyver anything. So thank you guys for like the work you're doing.
One of the big impediments of that is the system is so big and we've siloed it. And so if you look inside your silo, you need to actually have a level up where somebody's looking at the different silos and say, here's the opportunity, where individually it may not make sense. But if we work together, that's where the synergies come from, is where we work at that above the silo level. And those tend to be really at the really executive or the government level needs to be facilitating that, because the person in that silo doesn't have the ability to break out and influence outside. So those are some of the challenges we've seen. But if we get people together, get nurses together, creating good ideas, my hope is those great ideas will find a way. And if we can advocate over some of those silos to make them trial them or implement them, then the winner is all Albertans. It's the patient, it's the system.
And I just want to add to what Steve just said about the different levels. So as you can see within our group, just a portion of it, we've got a nurse manager and a founder of some huge initiatives and a nurse coach. Darlene would certainly be in the rooms with executive level nursing voices. Steve, coming from government relations and, the political, he's a former MLA and government relations perspective. Me, I roll out of bed and I invent stuff all day long. I'm like, well, why can't we do it this way? And like you, Jen, it's like, who do I tell this to? So 3 years ago, I was in a room with creators and I said, well, how do I do it with nurses? And they said, do this, this, and this. No idea about business. I did that, and that. And met all these amazing people. And it's like, okay, this is a great idea. How do we structure that? So we created and founded the not-for-profit. We gave space for that. And then it looked large. Like, how do we do this as a national group? Can't. Let's go back yet. Let's go back to this piece, this area. And our invite is to nurses, wherever they are. If they're idea makers, they've got ideas like Jen, wherever you are, like in that space, if you've got an idea on how that should be and could be better, in that, impacting that, when you have the idea, we need to mature it and then create the solution and take it to government officials and policymakers, even nursing management. It has to come from outside the system because they don't hire you to spend the time and effort to actually shape that. And so we've created a space where people can come to us and we can start shaping these things with regional consideration, and we know where to take it. So that's the exciting part. I expect you to, in our group meetings, we all talk with each other, and it's like this really live, active thing. So interrupt at any time.
Yeah, that is that you guys have like a dream team of just like people that can actually make the changes happen. That's really cool. And that's like kind of the same dynamic I have with my team is like we can bounce ideas and we get really excited about them, and then we just do the work and make them happen. Just like this event, like 2 weeks ago, this was not a thing, and look at here we are, and I've got a whole lineup of like amazing speakers that want to come and talk about nursing and talk about like what a good career path this is. We just have to make changes in like at the healthcare system level. So no big deal.
Yeah. And I love the many hands make like the work and all those things about all of us. Nurses just automatically understand collective work. So we were scheduled and we have 5 minutes, I think, according to our process. And there's so many nurses I will be watching and continuing to be inspired all day long. But Darlene, did you get your 15 minutes before us?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I missed it.
We got a little ahead of schedule. We had some technical difficulties, so we brought thank goodness Darlene was on the call and we were able to bring her in early.
Okay, good. Oh, I'm so sorry I missed it. Now, is any of this going to be watchable later, or is that like you miss it and wait for the next one?
I believe it records through the Restream platform, and so we can send it out. I don't know what it's going to look like downloading a 20 or a 12-hour recording, but it will be available, and it will sit on my in my the YouTube channel. So it should be there for viewing later. Yeah. Okay. And Darlene was fabulous. We really appreciate her coming on early.
Oh, we know she's fabulous. Absolutely. I'd like to get the clip of and whatever clips, if there's a way to, if your tech team can do that, because I can post that. I don't think I can post a whole day thing, but.
Absolutely. Yeah, we can, we will definitely, we can probably chop up the feed and be able to send it out to all the presenters. I think that would be really great. So thank you.
I think the most important thing that's happening today in this whole full shift and nurses coming together, I hope, is that if anybody who's listening, and whether it's somebody like Steve who says, man, I could really help those nurses because they're kind of way off here. I need to just.
I never said that.
I know. I know we found you, but that's the thing. That's the thing that, if you're a nurse out there and you're feeling stuck, you just know that you don't have to stay there. We need you. We need you. Patients need you. The system needs you. We need you to bring your zone of genius to the table. And so wherever you are, whatever you think you can't do, just think, okay, I don't want to be stuck here. So reach out. Connect with us, with any one of us. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find almost anybody on LinkedIn and Facebook. And so wherever you are, and if you can't find somebody, just ask one of the other people. So the thing we don't want is we don't want nurses to stay out there stuck or overwhelmed or saying, what's the point? Because we need you. We need you. Somebody in that you serve needs your care.
Absolutely.
And your ideas. And so just to emphasize, our group is, you can get a whole bunch of nurses together, but unions would say, well, we already collect nurses and speak for nurses. I don't know if possible. I do believe that you have to be a cross-functional team. So we have lawyers on legal advisory, we have economic geniuses. If you go to our website and look at Meet the Team, you have a tiny piece of who wants to be public. I'm, as co-founder, not on the website because I haven't signed conflict of interest forms, 87 pages to read. There's real restrictions around how much you can speak. So I want to do things correctly. We really value credibility. Nurses are the most trusted profession, yet the public doesn't know what we do because we're everywhere and we all do different pieces. So if we have a credible group, we've got doctors, we've got nurse executives, like I said, all of us working together can really take nursing voice in different areas and work out all the multiple solutions as we prioritize them. But we do need your ideas brought forward, and do not think it's not valuable in some way. So some things may not happen overnight, but realize that there's a working group out. I don't want to say outside the system because it sounds rogue. We work beside the system, beside the associations, beside the union. We want to work with you. I don't know that being adversarial serves anybody except add to burnout and vilify you and stigmatize you. So, work collectively with us on problem solving in a really creative way. You're not restricted with time. You just can blow it up. Like, it's so exciting to be around innovators, like listening to you guys. Like, I follow both of you. You guys post the stuff. It's like, go girls. Like, that's exciting. I want to be around that, not the put your head down and, be the automaton. Innovators really can do that for so long. And then it's like, I need to talk about how we can do this better. And that's part of our group. So
Some of the things I'm trying to do is to create a structure and process. So we get to create a platform for nurses. You bring your idea to, you brainstorm them, mature them, because not all ideas are great, but if we need them to be developed and matured, and then our work is to try to find a process for them to be considered in the big system. So we're knocking on that door and say, listen, we've worked through this idea. We believe it's a good idea. We've done our due diligence, and this should be considered, and then to the betterment of the system and the betterment of patients.
And we're not afraid to fail. And we happily disagree all day long, because I do think you need that friction. I don't want to have the same. I don't believe you start creating that way. We can all just agree with each other. It's like, I don't need that. I've literally chosen to work with people who are smarter than me and think differently than me. And that's how I'm constantly learning. And I would love to see healthcare acknowledge that and create that kind of psychological safety that we can just come and say that. And then instead of, well, no, we can't do that, or the dismissiveness because you need the wheels to keep moving, they actually have a space to say, well, why not? Let's take a look at that and bring you along with that, right? So
yeah. Wow. Thank you guys so much for being here, contributing. And if you have an amazing idea that you want to try to bring into fruition, head on over to nursesforsustainablecare.com or .org?
.com.
.com. Okay. Yeah. I got it right. .com, and get in touch with these guys and see what they can do about bringing your ideas forward and helping to promote changes within our nursing system and the healthcare system. So thank you guys so much for being here. It's an honor to showcase what you guys do. So thank you. And keep the candle lit, guys.
Steve, I forgot to tell you about the candle. Thank you both for doing this. Wonderful.
And cheers.
Now, how do I leave?
I will. I'll go ahead and take care of that for you. Thank you, guys.
Okay.